You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
Marcus Freeman. Wow, that was quite a noise.
Ooh, I had to come in hot because last week I wasn't here, and you guys are like, this is the time of the show when Daniel would have done this.
Yep.
And I feel like I've been kind of skimping on it lately, and so I really had to
We depend on
jump
you to
in
bring
on
the
it.
energy, Daniel.
Daniel,
I'm the wacky guy, apparently.
Well, just like 2 minutes ago, you literally said, I'm the problem here.
I think it was more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. But it's not, there are times, Daniel, in my everyday life that I really miss you, like genuinely miss you. And it's in those moments
I'm not
when
dead.
No, but I mean when you're not with me.
Okay.
When you're no longer with me.
Okay.
Those
No longer with
moments
us right
when there needs to be like an infusion of energy.
Gosh, freaking dang it, Royal Guy. I was really hoping that he wouldn't hop in the comments.
And then there are moments where I'm like, you know what? It would be really cool if I had someone here who liked to talk to people.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Daniel would be really good at this.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you wear t-shirts that people want to talk about, and then you get like really uncomfortable and awkward when people talk about them.
Sometimes.
And I'm like, I would have been like, yeah, dude, let's dive into this. Nephilim, right?
Right. Genesis 6. Look it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yep, definitely. Also, aliens are demons.
Dude, Jack Traxel hopping into the comments.
Whoa.
I haven't seen Jack in a while. Ever since he moved. Wait. He moved, right? Yeah. Iowa, I believe. No, I'm not. I'm just
Jack, did you move?
I'm just accidentally doxing Jack. He just hops in the
Jack, what's your address?
Great, Daniel.
What's your
let's
social
see.
security number and mother's maiden name?
Royal Nation, congratulations. Dude, you don't need to congratulate the Knights, Francis. They get enough of it already, okay?
Francis
You know what's-
is a lifelong Royal fan.
We got a
Good call.
we got a message. Wasn't it Ian who told us that Royal has like really good players returning for next year
Yeah,
too?
like this was their down year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was their down year, and because they only won the title game by 1 point.
Yes.
They only won the state title by 1 point.
Dude, Royal Guy, how worried were you when that 2-point conversion was going on that somehow this was going to slip into the end zone and you were going to lose? He says, Daniel, you missed Justin talking about putting blankets on bleachers. Yeah, I did catch that part of the show last night or last week.
I have like this
blankets are not manly.
blankets
but
are
also,
unmanly.
But also that whole blanket controversy at Monty was kind of ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told people I cared about, you're being ridiculous.
Yep.
This is why like a lot of people don't like me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I know why Elma doesn't like you.
Royal Guy says 7P incoming, and yeah, probably because this was their down year. That's just wild, right? Like when Monty has a down year, it's like, ooh, are they going to win the league title? Are they going to make it to state? When Royal has a down year, it's like, oh, are they going to win the state title by 30 or by 1? I don't know. What's going on? How many farmers do we have coming up?
Blankets on. Okay, Francis said blankets on bleachers is an alpha move.
What?
It's not, dude.
No, that's a beta move.
A beta move. The alpha move is grabbing someone else's blanket and moving it off the bleachers, which is what I said if I was a visiting fan I would do when I came to Monty.
It was
Screw
pretty-
your blanket. I'm sitting here.
It was pretty wild
Especially
how
if
like
it's on the visiting end of the stadium.
yeah, they would fill up the entire stadium with blankets, and like visitors would be like, "What? Did somebody like warm my seat for me?" And then Monty
seats
fans
here
would
are
show up and be
padded.
like, "This is my blanket."
There was one particular big game, and this is where like I wrote when I worked at the Vidette, I wrote a column about this. Like this was something I actually cared about. There was
I forgot you wrote a column
I did.
about it. I remember that.
Yeah, but there was one particular big game where we had never done the blanket thing, but my wife really wanted to make sure that we had a seat in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And I was very resistant to it. And she was like, I don't really want to do it either. And I think it's dumb, but I don't want to not have a seat for the game.
Yeah.
So she went to put a blanket on the bleachers at like Because there's a rule now. You're not allowed to go until a certain time. It
Yep.
used to be the Wild West.
Yep.
You could go anytime. She went at like 2 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and the bleachers were already almost completely covered.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to put her blanket way down in the visitor section
Yeah.
and just hope that it was still there.
Yep.
When we got to the game, it was moved. I walked up to the seats. I saw that it was moved, and the guy was like, "Hey, I moved your blanket." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Because what am I supposed to
What do you-
say?
what do you
Hey,
say?
buddy, that's my blanket. I reserved those seats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those have been my seats for hours now. Anyway, I think
Royal
we should.
guy says Kashmir should have just kicked the extra point. See, I disagree because they already lost to Royal in overtime this year. I
Yeah,
think
I agree with.
I
the
think
going
going
for
for it was the correct move, and it
You should
just didn't.
have-
It
you
just
should
didn't work
have
out.
as a state championship contender, you should have a play in your pocket that gets you 2 points.
Royal guy, did Kashmir kick extra points earlier in the game, or did they go for 2 on every try?
Well, it was 21-20.
I know, but somebody I was talking to said that at one point it looked like they had gotten a 2-point conversion and then missed a 2-point conversion.
Oh, okay.
So they might have gone for it all 3 times and only gotten 1.
In which
Gotcha.
case, maybe they just don't have a kicker.
So, or they were more confident in their ability to get 2 yards than to kick the extra point.
Chase says the alpha move is standing in the corner away from everyone. I mean, that's the
Actually,
alpha introvert
Chase,
move.
that's Chase's move and that's my move, but I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think that's alpha.
They did
Oh,
go
they
for
went
2
for
every time.
2 every time.
Okay,
so
that's
yeah,
what I thought,
maybe
yeah.
they can't kick.
Okay.
Like, if I had gone for 2 every time, I'm not putting the kicker in at that moment going, all right, buddy, you better tie this up.
Well, I would love to just sit here and talk about Royal all day, but we do have a guest
Trax-
coming on.
Oh.
Trax is coaching DL for the Iowa Barnstormers,
Yeah.
who are indoor football league.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, but also we're probably not going to cover them. Like, as much as as we like you, Iowa's not really in our coverage zone, even though Justin thinks that Iowa is Idaho.
Right next, he thinks it's right next to Idaho.
Okay, I thought we were past this.
Nah, my guy. That's always come back.
I'm really good at geography.
Yeah.
Andrew, will you want to go ahead and create the
Yes.
link for our guest? We
Yeah.
are going to have a guest on that's going to help us talk about high school hoops as a whole. Also, I want to get his opinions on the college football playoff.
Yep.
And most importantly, he broadcasted a game that one of our local teams played in.
Yeah.
And another one of the teams in his coverage area is about to play that team again.
Yep. And I'll be
So-
at that one.
He covers the Longview area, so he's got R.A. Long and Mark Morris.
Yep.
And Aberdeen just played R.A. Long.
Yeah.
I don't want to
They're
talk
really
about the
good.
result of it, but R.A. Long is considered to be like one of the best teams in the state. So I'm hoping
Top
we can get
2.
Nick's perspective on how Aberdeen should feel about that loss, and then also get an idea of what they're going to be looking at when they play against Mark Morris coming up soon.
Yep.
So I'm going to grab this link.
Jack says, boo. We got to get you out here. Yeah. I mean,
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump away, really.
you know, I've been to Iowa once. It's got a lot of corn there. Francis says he was a bad egg when he was younger. Who was a bad egg? Oh, Chase standing alone in the corner. Oh, because he said he was on timeout.
Are you sure he's not talking about Jack?
Oh, he could be.
I
He could be talking about Jack being a bad egg when he was
You're
younger.
talking about a lot of people.
Or is he
That's
talking
true.
about you or me? Or Andrew?
Dude, Jack and I like grew up together playing sports. Like, I think we both had our moments of being bad eggs.
You had some egg moments?
Both had some egg moments.
The-
Oh, he was talking about Chase though.
Okay.
Going after the Elma guy there.
Yeah, no, Chase isn't a bad egg. What are you talking
Nah,
about? If
it's-
anything, Francis is the bad egg in the comment section right now, and he's in he's in the comment section with Royal Guy.
Jack says definitely could be.
Jack has some of my favorite moments from some of the sports we've played.
Yeah, dude.
None of those stories I'm going to share.
No.
But
Super Draft flag football
Yeah.
was intense.
a little bit of softball. We've got some epic moments with Jack.
Yeah. Well, and also Andrew and I have epic moments with Jack playing Bearcats football too.
Yeah.
Where like Jack was a big part of my Bearcats experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack,
Daniel's why
dude, Bearcats-
Jack is why Daniel doesn't want to run across the middle.
No.
well, not Jack specifically, maybe, but guys like Jack.
No,
No,
I ran
no,
it-
Jack in practice, I think.
Oh,
No, it was Dan Brown in
Oh.
practice on accident. Like Dan just stood there and I ran into him Yeah, I mean, Andrew, no, that's not true because anybody standing on a football field is why I didn't want to run over the middle. Freaking Coach Hoynes's dad was just standing there, and I ran a post route and got obliterated just accidentally running into an 80-year-old man. And I was in pads.
You know what?
So
Actually, I'm
true.
going to tell a Bearcat story that I've told on the show a few times, but because I think Jack's going to like it.
Yeah.
Jack says, by the way, he's turned over a new leaf, which is true.
Dude, yes.
But
Which is
Jack,
awesome.
Yeah.
Jack,
I'm still trying.
Jack might like this story, and he might even remember it. I can't remember if he was there for this, but Daniel, I was working for the Daily World,
Yeah.
so I was covering Bearcats football. I don't remember if it was your first Bearcats game. It was really early on, and it was the first one that I had watched.
Yeah.
And I was so worried that you were going to get murdered. You were playing receiver, and I'm up in the booth, and I'm covering, and I got my pen and
You
my pad and my
Mr.
paper.
Hargrove.
And Daniel goes and runs this little sit route or something short.
Yep.
There's a linebacker. I think you guys are playing against Portland, and they had a
They were
linebacker that was
monsters.
an absolute monster. Okay, and Daniel catches this ball short, and the linebacker's bearing down on him, and I stood up in the press box and literally said, "Daniel, get down!" because I just didn't want you to get hit by this linebacker. So, hey, Nick is here.
Nice.
Hey, welcome, Nick Sisson, N2 Media.
Yes.
Nick's going to talk hoops with us. I'm going to pick his brain on a little bit of college football stuff as well. Nick, this feels weird, but is this your first time on our show?
No.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Good. I just had to get set up with a speaker box Yeti microphone, and it's been giving me problems the last couple times I've tried to use it. So that's a blessing. Yes, it is the first time, believe it or not. I thought that the podcast rivalry kind of drew a line in the sand that we just really weren't willing to cross quite yet. But I'm very happy to be with you guys. I love your guys' show. You guys have the best producer in the world. I hope that he'll come my direction someday. So
He has
can
Kelso
just
ties.
He does.
Yeah. Well, hey, if he knows that Kelso is family, we're family forever. So that's the beauty of being here in Kelso. I know you said to your audience that I cover the Longview area, which is in fact correct. But I graduated at Kelso, and I had the best of both worlds. I actually came up through the Longview school system until 6th grade, and I was destined to be a Mark Morris Monarch. So there was nothing more satisfactory than going over to Kelso and playing those guys every time in basketball. But the beauty of it is that with Ari Long and Mark Morris, you know, it's a town divided. They're literally 2.5 miles apart.
Yep.
The battle lines are drawn. Over at Kelso, we don't have to worry about, you know, a rivalry amongst ourselves unless it's the middle school, you know. But once we get past that, it's smooth sailing. We're together forever. Literally, like one of the two teams from Longview could be playing for the state title, and the other one's just going to be like, "F these guys! I do not want them to win." So it's pretty crazy. It's the total opposite of what goes on in Linden with Linden and Linden Christian. They both root for each other.
What?
Go have drinks after the games as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game itself is competitive, but they really do enjoy one another.
Ew,
Dude,
gross.
just
That's
another reason to
disgusting.
hate Linden.
Oh gosh.
Just
Sorry about that.
Ugh. Yeah.
yeah, no. Some of my favorite like old high school football stories are from Andrew's dad, who told me about this one time. I think it was they played R.A. Long on Thanksgiving, and there was
He was at
literal-
Kelso, right?
Yeah, Kelso. Andrew's dad graduated from Kelso and was like a football star there. And there was a literal brawl before the game. And then they just played the game after that. Like they got in a fight
very
in
familiar.
warm-ups. Yeah, and it was just like, no, okay, now let's play the game. But it's funny because Mike was like, yeah, we won before the game started because like during announcements, like we were all like hooting and hollering, and R.A. Long was just sitting there with like tails between their legs.
Yeah. By the way, our mutual friend Matt Evans from Evans Rankings said scrimmage after dark. I thought Grays Harbor County closed at 8 p.m.
No, that's Squim.
I think he might actually be right. Like, there's certain things you can get in Aberdeen at night. Half of them you probably shouldn't have. But also, we had to leave Grays Harbor County and then re-enter Grays Harbor County to get to our studio.
It's true.
So I think that we're in a we're in a corner of Grays Harbor County that stays open a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt's not wrong about that. But anyway, so N2 Media is Nick's company. He does live broadcasts of high school basketball, football games. But he also occasionally dips his toe into the podcasting waters. Didn't have quite as much time to do the Pick Six podcast with Evans this year. But he's also done some sports gambling podcasts and a lot of other interesting stuff. Also, hashtag don't bet on high school sports.
Yeah.
But the main reason that we brought Nick on is because we wanted to talk about R.A. Long and Aberdeen basketball and then get his insights on what to look for
When Mark Morris
plays. So let's start with that R.A. Long game. Real rough game for Aberdeen. I think they were losing something like after 3 quarters. I think it was 59-15, and then they ended up losing like 65-26 or something like that. So obviously, R.A. Long is really good.
Yeah.
So I hope what you'll be able to give us, Nick, is a little bit of perspective into how good they are and how bad we should feel about the Aberdeen loss.
It's too early to tell, I think, on how good R.A. Long can be. The first thing that I noticed is that their offense has got to change dynamically from last year to this season. They do return a good portion of their core from last year, but the core that scored the most points, they're missing the core that got them in rhythm and did a lot of the dirty work. And they're also missing their big man, Rhett Young, who is going to be out for the entire season after playing literally one AAU tournament over the summer. He was recovering from a broken foot that he suffered back in February of last year. So before the playoffs even started, and he played the entire playoffs for R.A. Long with a broken foot.
Wow.
The bone that's over the top, right where you transfer and stuff. So it was manageable, but it was still very uncomfortable. So he sat out the entire summer league ball. And then he ends up going to play one tournament down in Texas, and then some guy takes a tumble into his knee and tears his ACL completely and tears his MCL. So that's a huge deal for them, because Justin, you had a chance to see him when we met three-dimensionally when Montesano came to town, and he, had a shaved head. He was new. That was his first game as an RA Long Lumberjack, but we all knew right away that, okay, how did this guy get away from Columbia River? That was the first question I had. And how was he parked on the C team as a freshman? That was my second question. So he ends up dominating for him last year, won the player of the year. So their offense went completely through him. And now they have to figure out a way to get easy buckets. And it hasn't been easy, no pun intended there. So they're still really good. They still have really good players. The key for them is their defense. And that's what really gave Aberdeen a ton of problems. It's so hard to rehearse and script the pressure and the speed that RA Long will put on you in the backcourt. I'll say this, it's the first game of the year. For those who've played at RA Long, it is not a visitor-friendly venue at all. It's not a place that you walk in and you're like, man, I really feel like I could shoot the ball well here. The ceiling is like 25 feet off of the floor, and you just feel kind of boxed in. They've got a little small wooden rafter section. They got two creepy statues staring at you in the corners of the gym.
It's a weird setup.
Dude,
it really is. And the music,
like Hoosiers.
It's all on. Yeah, it's on top of you. And the student section, I mean, they used to be way more relentless than they are today by today's standards. They're still pretty raucous, but for the most part, it's just not a comfortable place to play. But Aberdeen has 11 seniors rostered. I felt like that they should have had a little bit more experience in dealing with a press break and getting into some semblance of an offense. And they really struggled to do so. The head coach's name is escaping me. I thought it was Brandon or Brendan.
Yeah, Brandon Brooks.
Okay, there it is. He looks like a pretty good guy to lead Aberdeen. He called some timeouts at the right times. I was sitting above him courtside saying the right things, challenging his guys and trying to get them prepared. Aberdeen just didn't do any of the little things right the entire game. The running clock started when it was 52-12 in the third quarter. They gave up 29 points in the second quarter. Most of them were on steals and fast breaks. RA Long wasn't shooting the lights out. And then by the time you get to the end of the ball game, the only guy who really did anything for him was Quezada. Mm-hmm. So, he's a guy that played the entire game. they have a lot of in-between size, Aberdeen. They're
Yeah.
going to have to improve on the simple things because they're not going to dominate anybody on the inside. They're not going to shoot the lights out. So they're going to have to improve on getting the ball across half court, getting comfortable, and playing better defense themselves. I will say that there were a couple other guys out there that, continued to play hard the entire time. I think the Matthews kid got tossed or teed up at the end of the game. I know he got teed up. I don't know. I think it might have been his 5th foul when I think about it. It was starting to get a little bit chippy, but he kind of, took something personal out there with an altercation with somebody, which the Lumberjacks can do that to you. So, but he responded. And he was a guy that showed a lot of heart and emotion out there in the game. He was excited going to the bench because he didn't obviously feel that he should have been teed up and such. But, they have a lot to work on. It's hard. It's a small sample size for Aberdeen. But I will say this, for having 11 seniors and having a coach that seems to know, how to push the right buttons on his team, they should figure out a way to be competitive because the Trico's, I'm not going to say down, but it's not as up as it has been. And I think Montesano is probably the best team right now up in the Evco area. That's not, saying that they're unbeatable or anything like that, but I think that Aberdeen has some positives that they can work off. Except I know that Montesano's in 1A and Aberdeen's at 2A, so I don't even know why I just said that.
Well,
now,
they're going to play. I think
wire,
they play at some point.
They'll play each other. Yeah.
My wires got crossed a little bit, but the other thing I want to point out real quick to you guys is I do believe that the 2A district now in District 4 is only going to be allotted 3 bids instead of 4, which it has been forever.
Oof.
So if that's the case, the good news for Aberdeen is that WF West just got pounded by Ridgefield by 26 points, and they look to be on the downside this year. Tumwater hasn't really discovered its normal Tumwatery style of play in the last 3 or 4 seasons. Black Hills has been the team that's, they had a guy that was pretty good last year. If he still is there and hasn't been plucked by somebody bigger and better, they should still be the favorite to win that league. But they didn't get a bid last year at all. The GSHL took all of them, all 4. Yeah. So it's tough. I'll say this about the Mark Morris team, but I'll let you guys jump in there based on everything that I said real quick. And I got to take a drink of orange soda.
Nice.
Is that a sponsor? Is that a sponsored Sunkist there?
Yeah. If I pulled the line, Kel loves orange soda, would anybody?
Yes.
I do.
Yes. And there,
Okay.
we had somebody say that the kid from Black Hills is still there.
Yeah, Morgan, I think his name was James Morgan. I want to say I could be wrong on that. I'm ridiculously stupid when it comes to my memory on high school sports. So
no, you're not.
If I have, no, I meant like I'm always right, like way. Like
I thought it was
it's,
okay. Yeah, I thought you were saying you were bad at it. I was like, that's not my experience.
No, it's uncomfortable sometimes to have knowledge and stuff because there's a lot of people that ask me my opinion.
It's hard being so
things.
smart. Yeah, I don't relate, but I get it.
No, this isn't what I mean. But when someone asks my opinion of, hey, what do you think about this team, and I just look them dead in the eye and I'm like, nope, sorry. And they're but they got.
Well,
my favorite is like when somebody's like. Where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember watching you play. Oh Lord, that was 9 years ago, and I'm like, still remember their name, all their teammates' names.
I had that experience when I saw one of the baseball players from Monty that I covered in like 2016. I saw him at a gas station. I was like, hey, you're so and so, right? And he was like, okay,
yeah, good guy.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to. So we sort of did like basketball preview last week. Daniel wasn't here because he was sick.
Yeah. Not good.
But
both.
I know that Andrew and I did a real bad job of previewing Aberdeen, and it was pretty unfair because
I thought we said we were skipping it because Daniel would know them.
We said we were going to skip it, and then we still sort of talked about him a little bit because I felt bad. Jacob Quezada. Really, really good offensive player. Also on the defensive end, he'll create turnovers and stuff. I want to say, man, that kid has a quick trigger, but he shoots like 35 to 40% on threes. Like he's a really, really good skilled offensive player. Isaac Garcia, a really good player overall. Mm-hmm. Daniel helped me remember Zanto Rea, who's an excellent defensive player. Yeah. But Daniel's I think he's seen Aberdeen more, and it's a lot of returners, and I wanted to kind of give him a chance to, like, maybe you can see what your thoughts on the roster, and then see if Nick had a response to any of it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of tough. I feel like when you run into a buzzsaw like R.A. Long, who went to the title game last year and is kind of expected to be around that same type of team this year. But this is a team that I think that's a tough matchup for them in the opening round. Like the opening first game, that's a tough spot to put them in because they do have a ton of talent on their team. And I think once they figure out their style of basketball that they want to play this year, I think they're going to find a lot of success. But you mentioned they don't have any size, and that's the biggest problem that they tend to have. So it's like, how do they find a spot or a way to run their program where it kind of takes the size out of it? And we've seen high school basketball teams do this throughout the years and be extremely successful. You don't need size to win at high school basketball. You just have to be really fast and really good with on-ball pressure and really make things a nightmare for everybody you're playing that way and play a fast-paced style of basketball. And I think Aberdeen has all the pieces in place to do that, but it's executing it. And actually, Coach Brooks works at the same place that I do, so he's been really excited about Isaac Garcia this year, and so I'm really interested to see if he can step into the role of being a playmaker for him. So I'm it's hard with a game that ends up 65-26 or whatever it was, but
60-24 or 60-26 was
60-26. And then Cusada, we know the kid can absolutely shoot the lights out when he gets on a heater. He's one of those kids who he'll put up like 4 threes at the beginning of the game and won't hit them. And you're like, oh, maybe this kid shouldn't shoot. And then he'll end up making 6 in a row. And you're like, oh, never mind. He should keep shooting all the time. Mm-hmm. And then Xanto Reyes is one of the best on-ball defenders that you'll see. But he can get a little bit outsized sometimes. So I'm not sure what the guard size are for R.A. Long. But he's someone that I expect to have a good year as well. But, yeah, I mean, shoot, I don't know if they have a kid taller than 6'2" on their roster unless there's one that came up from being a younger player last year. Oh, hey, you got the roster.
You got the roster.
Yeah, I fished it out from earlier this week, and Luke Martin, 6'4", is listed as a starter.
Luke Martin is not 6'4".
Luke is not 6'4".
Hey.
I know that kid.
Are you implying that they would lie on a roster?
Okay, well, how about Ben Birch, who's 6'5"?
There we go.
Ben's tall. Ben's
tall.
legit tall.
Yeah, there we go.
Luke, I stood next
Get
to
your
Luke
tape
the other
measure
day.
out.
Yeah, Luke. I'm not accusing Luke of lying. I'm accusing
Okay, hold
whoever
up.
put the roster together of lying.
All
But
right,
Ben
I got
is
a good
big.
retort here.
Okay.
I got a great retort. So Xanto Rea, right? Roster lists him at 5'8". You want to question 5'8" for Xanto Rea?
5'6"
or is that
probably.
legit?
He's probably 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Xanto's
Well,
small.
he is low center of gravity, right?
Yeah.
Garcia had 5 in this game, and Riker Scott had 7. He was another guy that you hadn't mentioned yet, but he was in the starting
Right.
lineup for him.
Right.
Justin Howard came off the bench with 4 points, and Matthews came off the bench with 5 fouls, no points. So
My type of guy.
that's pretty much the lineup that they ran out there for the entire game. But Daniel, you just mentioned something that really is critical for Aberdeen, and that's their size. And you said, how does a team like that win when you don't have size? Well, they got to get better on-ball pressure. They got to take care of the basketball more.
Yep.
And they have to figure out a way to be pesky. They have to be low. They have to learn to trap and take charges. They got to get their hands in the passing lanes. They got to front every entry, and they got to probably shade from behind the entire time and double down low and force these guys to kick it out, whoever they're going to be playing every night. And R.A. Long's an anomaly. Their pressure is 3 times more than what you're going to see from any team. I mean, they just went 26-2,
Right.
and they've got 4 starters back. So it's a tough recipe for anybody to play against R.A. Long. You mentioned how tough it is, but I mean, Aberdeen's got the experience. These guys have played for a long time together, and when you got 11 rostered seniors and none of your underclassmen are seeing the floor, you just have to get back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can do that, I mean, they were a 7-win team last year, 7-14, 3-7. The recipe for success is, return everybody who buys into the system. You got to buy into defense. That's how they're going to win. They're not going to outscore many teams, and they're not going to be able to keep the pace of the game down. They're going to have to use their athleticism, and they're going to have to get up the court, and they're going to have to make other teams uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, they've been generally at their best, I feel like, over the last couple years when they use their like scrappy athleticism to like create chaos.
Yes.
And they tend to kind of thrive in those moments. Like you were saying, get your hand on the ball, jump into passing lane, stuff like that. Those are the kind of things that I associate with this Aberdeen basketball group. They got a lot of athletes they can throw at you, and they can really be disruptive.
Yeah. So when it comes to Mark Morris, I've heard from, again, family ties down there that this is a down year for Mark Morris. And I would kind of roll my eyes when I hear that because the type of program that they have, I'm like, oh, are they just like going to barely miss out on state this year or something like that?
Down year.
Yeah, but
yeah.
so because I'm covering the Mark Morris Aberdeen game tomorrow night for the radio station. What can I look forward to seeing from them?
Yeah, I think they've made the playoffs like 24 straight seasons. So, yeah, I mean, a down year would be, just not making it to the district championship or the district semifinals for the most part. Yeah, I mean, the good news for everybody else in Aberdeen is that Mark Morris is, not what they were last season. And it's not even really close at this point. And that's no disrespect to Ken Kelly and the team that he's got this season, but they graduated 10 seniors. They're the opposite spectrum of where Aberdeen is at. And, the benefit for that is the one guy that they have back is Drew Ibarreta, who's their point guard. And, he had a career high 33 in the first game. I mean, this guy is the epitome of a Mark Morris point guard. He's what you dream of. He doesn't shoot you out of a game. He gets you into the offense. He directs traffic. He's strong, smart. He'll do just about anything that you need him to do to help win. Now, that's a benefit for them because that'll help everybody else come along. It's going to take some time, though, for Mark Morris. They did get a couple transfers, one from Klatskanai and another one from Kelso. The Kelso kid, he's not eligible to play varsity yet because of the transfer rule. They did not move into the district lined area. So he's hit the first 9 games. So he's a 6'6", dynamic player. He could shoot a little bit. He could drive a little bit. He could probably dunk a little bit, but we haven't had a chance to see that quite yet from them. So, yeah, I mean, 4 new starters, everybody off the bench is new. The good news for them is that they did win 17 games as a JV last year. So a lot of these guys that came up, they do know how to play basketball efficiently. But at the varsity level, when you're thrown into the fire early, you're going to take your lumps. And they just got beat pretty good by Kelso. I think that they lost by 26 or 27, I want to say, somewhere in that range. That's like the largest loss that they've had since 2021 or 22 to RA Long in the district semifinal game. But they just don't lose games by 1 or more very often. So they win a lot at Mark Morris. So losing by 20 something to Kelso, but that was a real emotional game because Kelso's not very pleased at the fact that their guy left to go to Mark Morris, especially when they have a really solid team. I mean, if he was still there, his name's AJ Fabian. If he was still there, they would be a really, really good team, Kelso would. So there was a lot of heat in that game. The students were jacked up. They had a Kelso guy break away and dunk it, and they just completely went bonkers, and they just popped the lid off. You could have just shut the lights out right then and there, and the game would have been over. But Mark Morris took it on the chin, and they're gonna take their lumps here in the first week or 2 of the season.
Dude, 2 things. One, it's wild that the JV record from last year for Mark Morris.
He's stupid about.
I'm
high
gonna
school
say
stuff.
that's pretty stupid. And then also that you're like, yeah, this is the largest loss since like 2021, and then you name the exact game of which that happened. But yeah,
You got like a real Rick Anderson vibe going on here.
Ooh.
You may not know Rick Anderson because that's a hyper local reference. He's been a sports reporter / contributor in Grays Harbor and Pacific counties for like 60 years, and he has this like weird like photographic memory where he can tell you the date that everything happened all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's the vibe we're getting from you, and from us that's a very high compliment, just so you know.
I hope it's not.
It really is.
I deserve nothing of the sort. No, the truth of the matter is that Justin and I have had, quite a bit of conversations over the years, on the direct message. And, we talk a lot of sports, and I know that we had some fun with the video that we cut up last year for that Anacortes Tumwater game. But the truth is that, I really do commit to this like 1,000%. It's not just to promote myself or anything like that. I legitimately care about, the community and what it means to the parents, what it means to the families. I do a lot of work with Jody Nalen at Blasszone Media. Shout out blastonemedia.com. Subscribe, $8 a month. That's a plug. Sorry.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I just enjoy being around the environment, the game. I truly feel that the purest form of sports now is at high school. Beyond that, it's completely done and over with, unless you're at the community college level or not even D3, because D3 is astronomically expensive to even enroll in a school. So it's really tough.
Yeah, my son goes to a D3 school. I know what that's about.
There's college club sports still.
Yeah, well, rec college is probably the next best thing too. I mean, you're really onto something there. I played rec college ball when I wasn't even attending the college, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Hey, semantics. All right, you showed up at a dorm one weekend. The 5 guys vouched for you. No one cares.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love it, and I commit to it. I do remember a lot of things because of how much I do enjoy it. I know there are a lot of people, not you guys, but there are a lot of people that think that I'm some sort of just a phony, like I just guess a whole lot and I have no knowledge about anything. I got a lot of coaches that I talk with all the time, a lot of players I talk with all the time. I have a lot of inside perspective, a lot of things I choose not to say as well, so they can all eat my heart out.
Selfish question here, because I know you're from the area. I had a buddy that I worked with for a long time, and his niece was a stud for Kelso.
Did you forget the word niece?
No, I couldn't remember if it was cousin. I couldn't remember if it was cousin or niece, and so I just like
started with nah.
Nah.
Are they female?
Yes. So it would be a niece.
Yep. Okay. We're on the right track.
Yeah, but Fraley. I'm blanking on her first name right now. But did you have a chance to watch her play for Kelso?
I think she was a few years back, and I hadn't started streaming for Kelso until 2023. So this would be my third season starting with them. But I believe her younger brother is on the boys team, Owen Fraley. So it's a good name around the parts. There's a lot of good last names around the parts in Kelso. But yeah, she had a good career, that's for sure. Yeah. I used to read the Daily News before. Oh, I can't say that. Gosh. But yeah, I used to read the newspaper from the local area before it stopped being the local newspaper from the local area and much more about Lee Enterprise and AP regurgitation. So
yeah, dude,
that's happening to a lot of newspapers, man.
Dude, yeah.
Sorry, soft spot.
It is. Well, for those of us who care about journalism, that is a bit of a soft spot. And by the way,
it happened in my radio station too, man.
Exactly. Like what you were saying, I think most of us who work like kind of in this arena of like prep sports, you can sometimes get accused of doing it for the money. There's no money in it, man.
There's no money.
There's no like if people are like I remember having a person who told me, "Man, I wish my job was like your job. You get to talk about high school sports." And I was like, "Job?
What are you talking about?
I do this for fun."
Yeah.
No, like we really
I
do.
work a job.
Yeah, I have a regular job that pays my bills, and then I do this with my friends on the weekend. But Nick's a lot more dedicated than we are.
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot easier to keep up with everything when your son was on the best team.
Yeah.
That made us a lot more knowledgeable.
Which time?
Things. Oh, shut up.
Hey, and I had a chance to broadcast for Justin's son in at least one game. I was on the color for the other, and then also basketball. So I've got 2 Domashevitz events under my belt here.
Yeah. You were probably the only away broadcaster that pronounced his name correctly.
Probably.
Yeah.
That R.A. Long. That R.A. Long basketball game, though, that was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, the refs were so bad, they totally hosed us that day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you walk into the gyms here, you're already down 10 points. So
Yeah,
Oh, is it like Lewis County?
yeah. He doesn't know that we call Lewis County Screw Us County.
Yeah, dude, Lewis County's the worst.
You go play in Lewis County, that's what happens to you.
I'm always like, as a kid, I know you popped off your headphones for a second there, but as a kid, I always liked the trip to Longview because, like, my single best baseball season ended in Longview. So I always like have a soft spot in my heart, but Lewis County is the worst. And yeah.
I think okay. All right, here I am. My
Are you
head's
there?
back.
Are you there?
died
Okay,
for
good.
a
I'm glad
second.
you're
I'm
back. And we talked a lot
College
of
football.
I want to talk college football.
Oh, college football.
It sucks.
I do because I know that Nick is gonna.
No one wants to talk college football.
This is gonna be a short segment.
College football is dead.
Just because you're a
It
Pac-2
sucks.
fan. You're a Pac-2 fan. That's what you think. I want Nick's opinion on some of the. I think the most controversial. First of all, weird as heck to see Indiana #1. Not saying they don't deserve it. It's just weird.
That's bizarre.
But is the most controversial thing from the college football playoff picks that Miami jumped Notre Dame, even though both the teams were idle? What's the weirdest thing to you?
That we have 50 old grown adults sitting in a room thinking that they know what they're doing, that they think that they know what the criteria is because nobody else does. I mean, that's my biggest takeaway. I mean, I'll say this: the first thing that I noticed, and it really pissed me off. Sorry if you're gonna get flagged for naughty language because I got a lot more for this topic here. But boy, I tell you what, how do you play in a conference championship game and then lose and be penalized for it while teams are sitting at home doing nothing? That's my first thing. Like BYU's in the title game, they only lost to Texas Tech. Yeah, it's twice. Yeah, you could maybe say that they didn't play too strong of a schedule outside of that game there, but I would say different. I'd say it's very tough. Arizona State did good last year. I mean, I don't understand what the criteria is to get in. That's the first thing. I just don't get what we're trying to accomplish here. Second, I don't see what the mystery is all about. Like, if you think someone's better than somebody, then it should be that way the entire time. I'm with you. What changed? Like, we all thought that Miami was more deserving than Notre Dame. I'm actually not like upset about that at all, but the process and how it happened, super shady.
Yeah.
Not mad at all that Alabama's in because they played in the conference championship game against a really good team. They played a brutal schedule. So, they have 3 losses, but I mean, are you going to convince me that they're not deserving based on who they played and who they beat? They absolutely did. But yeah, I can't stand for the life of me that teams are sitting at home and improving their position, and teams like BYU that lost 1 game all season playing a conference championship game and they're out. And then Notre Dame, I mean, let's play a game. Close your eyes for a second. Who's better, Notre Dame or James Madison? Okay, Notre Dame. Who's better, Notre Dame or Tulane? Notre Dame. All right, so only one of those teams has to be in, right? So we know that. I mean, we're talking ourselves out of the right decision here, and nobody can explain what the freaking decision is about. Like, just make it clear and cut. Every major sport in this country outside of college basketball and college football have a clear path defined on what the threshold is to qualify for a postseason event. Basketball, you have to be in the top 10 now and you have a play-in game, but at least it's defined. I don't like it, but it's defined. I know what the objective is. Hockey, baseball, they could add 28 wild cards and let everybody play for all I care, but they have a defined criteria. I don't understand what they're doing behind closed doors and how they're coming up with this. Seeds don't matter. All teams want is to get into the thing. So how do you do that? And that's the first thing that's got to be fixed. It won't. It's just a shame. I hate watching it. Usually the best team ends up winning. That part I'm not too upset about, right? They'll play it out. But how are we going forward going to decide who's deserving based on what they won? Conferences need to be equally distributed with teams and divisions. You need to play everybody in your division. You can't have rotating schedules where one year you don't play Ohio State and Indiana. Instead, you play Rutgers, Nebraska, Rutgers again. I don't care what the criteria is, but it's got to be different.
Nick, I have 2 questions for you. One's a real quick answer. Our friend Chase wants to know who's better, Duke or James Madison.
Duke, and thank you. Duke should absolutely be in the freaking playoff. They won a conference title, for God's sake.
They
How
lost
is
5
Miami in over
games.
'em?
They play in the ACC and they lost 5 games.
I don't care. It's not. It doesn't
They lost
matter.
more games than their basketball
Justin,
team will probably lose all year.
Just give me the floor for a second. Sorry, Justin, you're making
Nick.
the Northwest Conference argument right now.
Nick,
I don't want to do
the
that. I
North-
don't want to do that.
Nick, you're really gonna die on this hill where the 5-loss team needs to be in the CFP?
They won their conference
Who cares?
championship game. Why the hell are we having the conference championship game? I don't care.
We
if
should
they're
abolish
5,
them.
6, 7, 8 losses. I don't care. You can't tell me that your 5th place Seahawks team is better than the 1st place team from the Greater Spokane League. I don't care. Okay, if you want to be in, right, then beat the teams in your freaking conference. If you can't do that, you don't deserve to be in. See, I'm excited now.
See, I can get behind that, but that's never been college football.
Well, but the thing is, right now
Right,
the
but it
conferences
needs to
are
be.
too big. So like, there's a whole bunch of 2-loss teams, and the tiebreakers are weird. So the 2 best, like Miami, wasn't in the ACC title game. They're the best team in the ACC, but there's so many teams with 2 conference losses that they're all tied, and the tiebreakers are weird.
Well, it's like the Pac-12 would just spend like the entire season picking off the top
Hashtag
team.
Pac-2.
They would pick off the top team like every year, and they'd be like, oh well, Pac-12 team has 1 loss, they can't be in the title game, and it would happen constantly.
The other question I had for you, Nick, is should we change the college football playoff format to 16 teams so we can argue about the 17th and 18th team?
Listen, whatever
It should be
you wanna
24
do-
teams.
Yeah,
We already
whatever
have
you
a
wanna
college.
do.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Andrew.
We
I hear-
already
I
have a
wanna hear.
college football playoff. It's already there. Division 1 FCS is 24 teams. They do it already. Get an automatic bid for every conference champion and let your committee fill in the rest.
That's valid.
See, I would take it a step further and just say that you got to be in the top 2 of your division. I don't want humans involved. I don't want polls involved.
Yeah, humans
I don't,
suck.
I don't.
Freaking
I don't
humans.
want. Yeah, no, I'm serious though. I don't want. The only humans that I want involved are the players and the coaches that were involved in the game. Outside of that, I don't care what your opinion is. If you're a sports writer out of Palo Alto, California, and you didn't watch any of the 9 a.m. East Coast games, I don't want your opinion. I don't care for your opinion. Same thing if you're over in Landover, Maryland, and you didn't stay up to watch the Cougars defeat Oregon State in the Pac-2 title game. I don't care. I want the champions in. If that's the criteria,
Do you want
that's what
my
I want.
opinion?
I just caught strays
Yes.
there. But also, I've never heard the reverse West Coast bias, people not getting up early enough argument. That's a good one for college football because they do play some early games in college football, and I ain't getting up that early.
Does anyone on the West Coast actually watch College Game Day?
No, nobody does. But that Cougar
No,
flag's
only
there.
when it's on the West Coast.
Yeah,
That Cougar
exactly.
flag's there every time. What were you gonna say?
And even
Jason?
then, it's way too early. Anytime that UW would host, there are kids getting down there at like 2
It's
a.m.
dark
to get a spot in
outside.
front low. And whoever the guy is that travels with the Washington State Cougars flag, I mean, does this guy have a life? Like,
The
he's there
flag travels.
The flag
Yeah,
travels.
yeah,
We
it's-
mail it places. We
Yep.
work smarter, not harder, Nick.
It's funny that it's we right
I
now.
know. I just threw the we in there. You should have heard me during the Oregon State Wazoo game. There was no we,
My
but as
headset.
soon as the game got over, I was like, yeah, Cougars, we. Now that
Might
that
have
game's
to-
over.
Uh-oh, did Nick's
say
headphones
goodbye
die?
here. But not formally.
Oh,
That
I-
makes me sad.
Oh shoot!
Can you hear us, Nick?
Darn it,
I think we lost him.
dude. We should have
Well,
Nick on more often.
We really should. He raises the entertainment factor on the show. Actually, we're
There
probably.
is a minute and a half left
Yeah.
on this
Okay.
Zoom meeting.
I'm back.
So
Oh, you're
I
back.
hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, we were actually just about to say bye to you because we only have a minute left.
Perfect.
But
Yep.
real quick, before you go, I want you to be able to plug your stuff. So,
Yes.
Nick does a phenomenal job. I don't
Awesome.
say this about a lot of different people in the broadcast space.
Dude, I love his broadcast.
His broadcasts are amazing. He's an excellent multitasker. He really cares about the community and the kids. Follow him on Facebook, on Twitter, on all the social medias, N2 Media. Nick, what's the best way that people can find you and support you?
The easiest way is YouTube. Because nobody has to worry about Facebook accounts or anything. So that's probably the best place to go. But I do have a much larger Facebook following, and I post a lot of small highlight clips on Facebook. So that would be a good place to start. But it's real easy. It's just the letter N, the number 2, Media LLC, and yeah, you'll see the logo there. I love getting together with you guys. Thank you so much for the compliments. Go Cougs. Just kidding. Dubs up.
All right. On that note, we're gonna let Nick go.
Get out of here.
Bye, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
I'll be in the comment section.
Sweet.
Go Cougs.
All right. See you guys.
Okay, that was really fun.
Dude,
okay,
that was awesome.
So we're gonna have Nick on again at some point, even if we don't have a local sports reason to do it, just because that was really fun. And
Dude,
basically,
district basketball, we definitely got to get like the district basketball
I mean,
preview.
we've been pretty honest about this. Like, we do this show because it's fun for us.
Yeah, we don't really care.
We don't really care if people enjoy watching what happens, and that was fun. So I
Yeah.
want to have Nick on again.
Exactly.
Let's do a quick local sports roundup, and then we're going to go into our first commercial break after that. So we don't have a ton to round up. It's the first week, really, of the winter sports season, and I know there's some stuff I'm excluding.
Yeah.
I did this quickly in the car on the way back from Seattle. Please don't get mad at me. But real quick,
Don't say
let's
that.
do a local.
If
Screw
you
you,
find
listeners.
yourself getting mad,
Don't.
then next week email Justin the stats and the story for the games that you think he should have.
The
Dude,
Scrimmage at
covered.
gmail.com.
The
Also, message us on Facebook
Yeah.
or on Instagram.
Yeah, if you send us like game recaps, we'll read them.
Yeah.
I won't
We're not even going to verify that they're true. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. I'm not even gonna verify it. You can create a team. You can do like Madden create a team mode, and you can all of a sudden Matlock's gonna have like 12 dudes who are 6'5", just dunking on people. We're gonna be like, wow, this Matlock team's amazing. They got 5 people averaging double doubles.
We're gonna start getting updates on the Honolulu Arachnids.
Yeah, oh dude, you know, you've done a creative franchise. Heck yeah! All right, local sports roundup.
Yep. Montesano's boys basketball team started its season 3-0 with a trio of wins this week. The Bulldogs beat Centralia 69-57 on Monday. Raymond South Bend 73-42 on Wednesday. Then Seton Catholic 66-59 on Friday. Caden Grubb led Monty with 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists against Centralia. He's really good.
Yep.
Also led against Seton Catholic with 29 points and 16 rebounds. That's even better. Colton Grubb and Brody Williamson led the Bulldogs against RSB with 11 points apiece. Caden Grubb managed just 9 points and 11 boards in that contest. Sorry, I broke the no grubs rule.
Yeah, he did. Real fast.
Rude.
Elma Boys Hoops also is unbeaten after 1 week with wins over Centralia and RSB. The Eagles topped Centralia 66-56 on Tuesday, then beat RSB 53-32 on Friday. Isaac McGaffey led Elma against Centralia with 23 points, 7 boards, 3 steals, 2 assists, and a block. Then again against RSB with 21 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals.
Hoquiam picked up its first boys basketball victory of the season on Saturday, 62-52 against Shelton. Lincoln Nemi led the Grizzlies with 22 points, while Joey Bozic chipped in 17 points, and KJ McCoy added 14. Hoquiam point guard Riker Maxfield had 7 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals without a single turnover.
Ooh, well done at point guard there. Speaking of Hoquiam, the girls basketball team won its season opener 40-36 at Willapa Valley on Wednesday. Aaliyah Kennedy led the Grizzlies with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Valley was led by Tyler Keaton, 18 points and 14 boards. Hoquiam lost to Balake Hills 52-37 on Friday, but Kennedy had another double-double, of course, with 17 points and 17 boards.
Willapa Valley bounced back from its loss to Hoquiam with a 62-25 win over Ilwaco on Friday. Keaton had another double-double with 23 points and 11 rebounds.
Font change in what turned out to be one of the more hotly contested Myrtle Street rivalry duel meets in recent memory. A pinfall win in the final match of the evening gave Aberdeen a 41-35 victory over Hoquiam on Thursday at Sam Ben Gym in Aberdeen. I should probably be paraphrasing this, huh?
No, you're good.
Okay. The Bobcats and Grizzlies, each playing in their season opener, were tied at 35 all heading into the final head-to-head matchup of the night, a 175 contest featuring Aberdeen Jr. Andrew Vanoy and Hoquiam Jr. Juan Aub. The two nearly wrestled for the full 6 minutes until Vanoy got the upper hand, throwing Aub to the mat and eventually getting the pin at 5:45 to give Aberdeen 6 points and the victory. Aberdeen's Sebastian Street, Ryder Lassard, Brian Sanchez, Jimmy Gertson, and Landon Hamlin also won via pinfall, with Ethan Paris and Adonis Hamnens winning via major decisions. Hoquiam got pinfall wins from Cole Lawrence, Cruz Ortiz Cruz, that's a dope name, Junior Soto, also a dope name, Bryce Molina, Oscar Lugo Flores, and Kingston Case.
How do you, after you went dope name after dope name, how do you think Bryce Molina feels about
Sorry,
his
Bryce. Also, Kingston is a cool name. Glad
Thank
Kingston's
you.
healthy.
I don't know about combining a K and a C. That's weird.
K and a C?
Kingston Case,
Yeah.
but it's a K and a C.
Oh, yeah.
That messes with my
for
brain.
alliteration. Thank you to the Daily World for their reporting and a lot of the stats that we've gotten in this roundup so far. Now, thank you to Elma Sports Tracker on Facebook and Instagram for this next one.
Ooh.
The Elma boys wrestling team competed in the Bob Mars Invitational
What,
in Kennewick.
Earth wasn't good enough for him?
In Kennewick on Saturday. Gotta watch out for the aliens.
Sorry.
Or demons, but I repeat
Ooh.
myself. As a team, the Eagles placed 8th out of 23 teams and had the second highest finish for 1A schools. Aiden Johnson finished 6th in the 132 class. Troy Roop took 6th in the 150 class. Lucky Duvier 6th in the 175 class. That's a dope name.
That is.
Caden Rodemacher 4th in the 175 class. Sorry about your name. Liam McManus 4th at 165. And Xavier Espinosa took 1st at 138. It was also his 100th career win.
Whoa.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Local Sports
Athlete of the
Roundup.
week?
So just as a little addition, we mentioned the Daily World. Please go to thedailyworld.com, subscribe. We subscribe.
Yes, we do.
We get a lot of information from them. Please go support them because they support our local sports. Also, Elma Sports Tracker is a Facebook and Instagram page which will give you tons of information about whatever's going on
Does Chase run that page? Is that Chase? Is
I
that
think
you?
it's supposed to be a secret.
Oh. Is it Chase?
I think it's supposed to be a secret. But that page is very thorough, and they do a good job covering all sports, not just wrestling, not just basketball, not just football. They cover the girls' side, the boys' side. We will definitely be looking to them for information, and they've been very helpful to us. So go to Instagram and
Chase, isn't
Facebook.
I'm just
Go to Instagram and Facebook and follow Elma Sports Tracker if you want updates on what's going on in high school sports in Elma.
I like it.
So we're going to name a Spivey Athlete of the Week, and we have 5 nominees, which we will run through. But before we do Spivey Athlete of the Week, we have to finally take our first commercial break, even though we've been going for an hour already.
Absolutely.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Domashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Domashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Domashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit domashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
Yes. I knew I was right.
So Elmo Sports Tracker is run by our friend Chase Ferrier. Chase, I know that when he first started doing the page, that he
Oh, did he want to keep it secret?
well,
first?
he kind of did, but then it sort of just kind of came out anyway.
Yeah. But he
so-
says
Because
it's no
Daniel
longer
kept asking.
He says it's no longer a secret. Yes, follow Elmo Sports Tracker. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to go follow that. That's great. I'm going to go follow you right now, Chase. Well done,
You don't
sir.
follow it already?
I didn't know
Is that
about
on
it until just
Facebook?
now.
It's Facebook and Instagram.
Elmo
He started it on Instagram, and then he ran it on Instagram only for a long time, and then the Facebook page is more recent.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
I might not follow. It's nothing against Chase. It's just that I have a very vague presence on Meta.
There's something wrong with you, man.
Dude, why am I not finding it?
Logan wants to know how much longer we're going, what we're going to talk about. Logan, let me tell you what's on the show sheet.
Dude, Logan, when you were talking about getting paid, he was asking how much your dad pays us. But there's no relation, okay?
My dad? Oh, does he mean Jeffrey A. Domashevitz?
Yes.
No relation.
What's the A stand for?
So we have to name an athlete of the week, Logan, and then we're going to go into the 2-minute drill, and we have a Seahawks question, a Mariners question, a college football question, which we already kind of answered with Nick, and then a Monday Night Football question. And I think that's basically it for the rest of the show.
Wow.
So if you want to hear what Daniel thinks about the Mariners trading Harry Ford,
Stump Daniel.
you might want to no stump Daniel.
Yeah.
If you want to hear what Daniel thinks about the Mariners trading Harry Ford,
do
you
wanna hear
might
that.
want to stick around. Otherwise, don't worry about it. And we will hopefully be done within the next half hour or so.
Chase says he wanted
Hannah
to
really
keep it
wants
a
us to be
secret,
gone.
So it wasn't about him, but don't worry, it won't be about you, except for when I make it about you, and that's okay. And Nick says, thanks again for the invite. Absolutely, man. We'll have to have you on again. Daniel says, kind of sounds like Justin could be behind it.
Behind what?
I don't know.
Elma Sports Tracker?
Maybe, yeah.
No,
But-
Justin is the Elma Sports curse.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not welcome at Elma
Also,
sporting events.
Jack
now.
asked if we could skip the commercial. No, we embed them in live. So unless you're listening to it the next day, you can't skip.
You can skip it if you actually commercials. Roughly 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Like just hit that skip a couple
There is a
times.
convenient 15-second skip button in Spotify.
Yeah, but not during the live broadcast.
Not during the live. No, you
Yeah.
can't. Unless you have a time machine, you cannot skip the commercials during a live broadcast. And would it be worth it if you did have a time machine? Would it be worth it to go forward 1 minute?
Yes.
And then you'd get there and be like, "Oh, dang it, I went 15 seconds too far." Then you'd have to go back 15 seconds so you made sure you didn't miss all the gold that we're spewing right after we come back from commercial break.
Dude, we just spew gold.
Spew gold
I don't
constantly.
think anybody's ever said the word spew and gold together. There's a very conflicting
It's melted.
words there.
The scrimmage after dark is always a little unhinged.
Jack says, JK, I work in marketing, fellas. We need the ads. We like money. Oh, that reminds me. I probably need to talk to our sponsors. We're coming up towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
I need to reach out again.
Find out if they still want to have their name on this show.
Which means find out if they've watched an episode yet.
I pretty much guarantee you my dad's never watched an episode. I mean,
certain,
Jeffrey A. Domashevitz.
I'm fairly certain Spivey
Because-
Realty Group hasn't watched an episode either.
I went to a football game. My dad was at a football game, and Ian came up to him, and he was like, Jeffrey A. Domashevitz, no relation.
And he was like,
And my dad did not get the joke. So I can pretty much guarantee you that Jeffrey A. Domashevitz does not watch the show. I don't know about Spivey, but I feel like if Spivey Realty Group did watch the show, they probably would have pulled their sponsorship a long time ago.
at least weeks ago.
Yeah, so
Months.
they probably don't watch either.
Oh, but we do appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate Spivey Realty Group because they do a lot for our community. Oh, shoot. I think I needed to send them some stuff
Yeah, you
for
do.
the magazine.
When does
Whoops.
that do?
Like 3 weeks ago.
Daniel had the flu.
Not 3 weeks ago.
My tummy hurt.
You
It's
did
really
have a
bad.
baby keeping you up all night 3 weeks ago,
It's
and you still
happening.
have that.
Yeah, I haven't slept.
So let's
much.
name an athlete of the week.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna run through the nominees, and I feel like we kind of have like a pretty clear front runner, but there's a couple other that are really compelling.
Yes.
So Xavier Espinoza for Elma Wrestling. This is a name we know. He was an incredible wrestler last year. Did he win the state title? Play second in state?
I don't know, Chase. What did he do last year?
Anyway, he hit the 100 win mark, and we kind of have like an unofficial, if you hit the 100 win mark in wrestling, you get athlete of the week thing. We've done it several times.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not automatic, but it's
close.
It's like getting 1,000 points in basketball.
Yeah.
Like there was for a while, as good as Monty's wrestling program was, they hadn't had a 100-win wrestler in a really long time. And then they've had a few now. I think Mateo Sanchez, Cole Eckerson.
Chase says he won the state title last year.
Won the state title last year. Okay, I knew he was up there. I couldn't remember exactly how he finished, but obviously he's a stud, absolute stud. To be able to get to 100 wins like at the very beginning of your senior year, pretty crazy for Xavier Espinoza.
Yep.
And they've had a really great program for wrestling in Elma over the last several years. So Xavier Espinoza, real good candidate there. Slightly violating the no grubs rule. Caden Grubb for Montesano basketball had 2 monster games and then 1 game that he only had 9 points and 11 rebounds.
Come on, man.
I think so. You have 29 and 16. You have 19 and 15 while also getting 4 assists. Like that could give you athlete of the week, but then you only have 9 and 11 in the other one.
Yeah.
That kind of takes you out of the running. So Caden Grubb was another nominee. Andrew Van Noy for Aberdeen Wrestling. He was the one. We read the whole story about how his match won them the Myrtle Street rivalry.
Yep.
And I think you get a little bit of a boost there.
Yeah.
When
definitely
it's the
some
rivalry
escalators.
matchup. Yeah, some escalators there. Andrew Van Noy. Isaac McGaffey for Elma basketball. 2 really solid performances. Led his team 2 times in wins for a 2-0 start. And then Aaliyah Kennedy for Hoquiam basketball. This is another name we're going to be talking about her a lot this year. She had 23 and 10 in their win over Willapa Valley, and they lost to Black Hills on Friday, but she had 17 points and 17 boards, which is a pretty crazy game. So real good list of candidates we got there, Daniel. What direction are you leaning?
Well, Aaliyah's like a risk for a 2020 game, like every night. Mm-hmm. Like she's following in her sister's footsteps.
Yeah.
She was like one of our perennial athlete of the week snubs. I know where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
Because 100 wins in wrestling is nuts.
Yeah. I also I sort of glazed over Isaac McGaffey. That was a bad job by me.
Yeah, gosh.
23 points in 17 rebounds.
Don't glaze those donuts, man.
Sorry. In the first game, it was 23.7 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists, and a block. And then in the second game, it was 21 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals. And I assume we're going to see a lot of this from McGaffey this year. And it's going to be just a lot of stat stuffing. And, Elma's going to be a competitive team, but Isaac's going to be putting up a lot of stats.
Yeah. He's a great all-around player. So you're going to see a ton of stats from him every night of all different kinds. Plays excellent defense. He was our defensive MVP last year.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
N2 Media says the line just came in on Mark Morris, minus 5.5 at Aberdeen.
4.5.
4.5, yeah. Hashtag don't bet on high school sports.
Yeah.
And then
what do you have for the over/under on 3-pointers for Jacob Cusada? If it's like 3.5, I think I'm taking the over.
I'm taking over all day on that.
Yeah.
Hoiston, Cashin.
Yeah. What about rebounds for Luke Martin?
Who's not 6'4".
Not 6'4".
Dude.
He's tall.
He did grow.
He's
but
tall.
There's no way he's 6'4",
He's not
right?
6'4".
Yeah.
No. Basketball heights are notoriously weird.
Dude,
if you're tall, if you're really tall, they want to list you as shorter than you are. But if you're kind of tall, they want to list you as taller than you are.
Yeah. I don't know. I was 6'1" in my high school program. Definitely not 6'1".
Yeah.
I'm voting for Xavier Espinoza.
Yeah, I'm going Xavier Espinoza also. I know
wins.
it's an Elma kid, so Andrew would go Aberdeen, but he'll go Elma second.
Whoa. N2 Media going under on Qzada 3-pointers 3.5. Get out of here.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Dude.
I
I
wanna
will
hear
text
that.
you. Well, maybe I'll.
Do we have prop bets on things like deflections?
Hashtag don't bet on high school sports.
Like, what about Isaac Garcia deflections?
What
we
if
go 9.5? What would be
9.5?
That's a lot. But
That's a lot.
He's very disruptive.
What about prop bet? Does Dylan Brown sing the national anthem at the basketball game? Because he did
Didn't he
wrestling.
already do that?
Yeah, I think it was a wrestling
Okay.
thing.
That'd be so dope.
So good.
My
I love
brother was
Dylan.
asking if basketball heights are like wrestler weights. No, Daniel, because wrestler weights are like you have to weigh in.
Exactly.
You
They're-
have to actually make the weight. No one's making their height.
No, the heights are just they're made up and the points don't matter when it's whose line is it anyway.
Or Stump Daniel.
Oh. That's true. All right, congratulations to Xavier Espinoza. You are our Spivey Realty Athlete of the Week. 100 wins. Last year's state champ. Dude is an absolute boss on the wrestling mat. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure he probably had an Athlete of the Week.
He
when
has
he
had
won
one.
this. Yeah, so you've plateaued now.
Also, I think he had
The
one
highest
before that.
honor.
Also, but Xavier, you can thank Elma Sports Tracker and Chase Ferrier for the
Tracker
fact that you got
Jacker.
this, because his page is the reason why this is on my radar.
Yep.
I did not see it in the newspaper. I saw it on the Elma Sports Tracker Facebook page.
Jack says, don't bet on high school sports, but you can bet on the IFL. I love it.
Hashtag go Barnstorm.
Yes. Okay. I think we're going to take another break and then get back for the third period of our hockey show and then try and get it done quick before Hannah kills us.
Yeah.
Spivey Realty Group's goal is to make buying, selling, investing, and renting real estate in Grace Harbor simple. They believe in 100% transparency and unparalleled communication with local expertise, tech-enhanced, and top-notch service for their friends, neighbors, and community. Their goal is simple: get a group of strong-willed, hard-working people together who want to make a difference in Grace Harbor and to use real estate as the means of achieving that. Voted Grace Harbor's best real estate company. Find them on Facebook or visit graceharborrealestate.com. Spivey Realty Group, elevating small town real estate.
Putting my hood up so I don't at least take it on direct skin.
I just said I was gonna say something inappropriate, and then I looked back there, and Hannah has a literal gun.
Literal
She's waving it around like a crazy person.
brandishing it, you might
Yeah,
say.
Daniel had to cover himself just to be safe.
It's an airsoft gun
I don't want to get shot by an airsoft
that
gun.
she's brandishing. I mean, specifically.
Here,
The
somebody
one
said-
that she's brandishing is an airsoft
We got a new
gun.
commenter. Gert Burtz, Mark Morris, minus 500 money line, unfortunately. Hashtag don't bet on high school sports. I don't know who you are, Gert Burtz, but welcome. And good advice there. Because, let's see. Chase says, I'd like to thank Elma Boys Wrestling coach Jeffrey Catterlin for getting me the information. Jeffrey's really good
Hey,
about
Jeff
getting
Catterlin,
information.
he's
Yeah.
a good one, man.
He is good at getting information.
He's a real
out.
one.
That is an
Definitely not fake.
underappreciated responsibility of high school coaches is getting the info about your matches and your games to the people who will tell people.
Yes.
Can I say also,
100%.
it has been a struggle because the life of a wrestling coach is crazy. A lot of their meets, especially the big ones, are on Saturdays.
Like beef and chicken? Sorry, he said a lot of their meats. And it's after dark.
Why
and
did
I've
it
just
take
gone
me
off
so
the-
long to get what you were saying there?
I'm so off
That's
the
a
rails.
bad job by me. Okay, so now I have to the part of the reason why it's been so hard to get wrestling results is I have tried to communicate with wrestling coaches.
Yeah,
But when their
and that's the
meats,
problem. It's you.
when
Got it.
their steak and their pork and all their chicken is
Yeah.
all on Saturdays.
Yep.
Their meats, I mean. They're not all on Saturdays, but a lot of the big ones are on Saturdays, and then the whole day is just like crazy.
Right.
And then like getting the information from them before our show on Sunday is really hard.
That makes sense.
It doesn't make it into the newspaper before our show, and they often will get me the information that I ask for, but it doesn't happen as quickly
Yeah.
as we need it to. But Jeff has been really good. Jeff Catterlin has been really good at getting me information when I ask for it. Also, Jeff Klinger and Montesano, really good at communicating with me. I appreciate those guys. By the way, if you are a local wrestling coach, we
Yeah.
are not trying to snub you.
Yep.
Please send us information.
Yes.
And I promise you, we will report it on this show.
Yep.
We try our best to get information from the newspaper. We are not always super successful at compiling information on our own, but if you send it to us, we will report it on the show, and we do not want to neglect wrestling no matter what anyone tells you about me.
That's true. Nick says, what timeline are we in? Indiana and Duke are football conference champs. Yeah, but Duke's still...
Duke sucks, man.
Well, you would say that, but
Duke
I agree with
sucks.
you. Yeah.
They suck.
Say it again.
They're the worst football team I've ever seen.
The
They're
worst?
fake. They're fake.
Okay, now you're it's time for the
I don't want
minute
to
drill.
get shot.
Yeah, I've got my hood up for a reason.
Yeah.
Let's go, huddle up. Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation, 44 seconds, hand the ball around. Gonna do it right. 3 jet Buckeye, don't worry.
The 2-minute drill starts now.
The Seahawks won again! Justin, your thoughts?
They're good.
What?
The Mariners traded Harry Ford. Fans seem unhappy with the return. Daniel, did they get more than half a bag of Fritos and a warm Coke?
You know what? They did. They got a lefty reliever that throws 99 and has a changeup and a slider that are both effective. Harry Ford wasn't the type of prospect viewed around the league like Mariners fans thought he was. There was a lot of hype about him, but he doesn't have the flashy parts of the game that everybody wants. So you know what? The Fuzzy Mustang has been traded. Get it? Harry Ford.
Harry Ford.
Fuzzy Mustang. Yeah.
Meats.
Anyway, I'm more worried now that they're going to be like, yeah, let's bring back Mitch Garver. I don't want that. I was kind of looking forward to Harry Ford being the backup catcher,
DH.
but
DH
they
catcher.
got no. See, I don't think he's a good enough hitter. I don't know. I'm
His
not as
value is as a hitter, Daniel. As his prospect value is as a hitter,
Yeah, but not an actual good one that's been proven.
which
So-
goes to what you're saying, that he wasn't as valuable
Yeah.
as maybe he wasn't as valuable.
Yeah, we'll
as
see.
he wanted
You know
him
what?
to be.
He landed in a great spot for him because he landed on a team that is super young and fits his timeline. It doesn't fit the Mariners' timeline right now with Cal Raleigh in front of it.
Is Harry
Yeah.
Ford British?
Yes,
Kind of.
he plays for his dad. His dad is British. Both are British. He plays for the British
WBC
team at
team.
the WBC.
Yeah. And
Ford is an American brand. They're built Ford tough. British people are not tough.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't know if that's where
We
you wanna
defeated the Redcoats already.
All of
That's
the
true.
tough British
Well, we
people
are the
already
most-
moved here.
go. We are the most tough.
Yeah.
But they did just, straight get bombed for like months straight and then like still came out on the other side of that war after we helped them out. Maybe you got a point here. Okay, the Miami jumped over Notre Dame in the rankings to claim the final at-large spot in the college football playoffs, despite the fact that Notre Dame was ranked higher last week and both teams were idle. How does that make sense? Justin, what's going on here?
Lots of tomfoolery. We already covered this with Nick. Monday Night Football tomorrow is a clash of 8 and 4 teams. Daniel, who do you have in that one? The Eagles or the Chargers?
The Chargers. Don't ask me why.
But
Dude.
why?
N2 Media says the Seahawks have played a bunch of empty beer cans this year. Got to be LA to convince me they're contenders. Really? Because I think that when you throw 4 interceptions and you still almost win the game at the end, that you showed me you're probably at least as good as LA as long as you don't just throw 4 picks.
But you threw 4 interceptions, though.
Yeah, that is an issue.
Yeah, dude, that happens randomly in games. Like, did you see what Mahomes did tonight? Mahomes chucked up 3 picks.
No.
Kansas City's garbage.
Nick, your thoughts?
Not that I'm a huge Seahawks fan. I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Here's my problem.
Maybe it was weird.
I got-
Maybe it was weird that that's what I took away from that game was, wow, you should have won even though you threw 4 picks.
Who's
like,
commenting that they're a Titans guy?
my brother.
Yeah,
Is he a
lives
real
in
Titans guy?
He lives in Tennessee.
He lives in Tennessee now. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that the Titans beat the Browns today.
Yeah.
I was mad. I don't want the Titans winning games.
Oh, right.
They already have their franchise quarterback. They picked one last year. Like, other teams are going to try to lose more games than you. Just keep losing. Why are you winning games?
It's the Mariners
It's a
right
bad
before
idea.
freaking Strasburg, and they end up with Dustin Ackley.
I look at what the Miami Dolphins are doing right now, and I'm
doing?
like, you're dumb. Like, they were terrible. Like, they were successfully terrible for a while, and now all of a sudden they're winning games. They're not going to do anything real. They're not going to do anything important. they probably won't even get into the playoffs. Why are you trying to win games?
Why are you trying to win games? Dude, Nick just asked who the Seahawks' best win was. And that's a good question.
See, here's the thing, Nick.
So here's the
To
thing.
be honest, Nick, here, I'm going to be real with you for a minute. Daniel and I have not really been paying attention to the NFL this year. Like,
At
we
all.
kind of know what's happening,
Dude,
but
King,
not.
so
we don't
true.
like really know what's happening.
Yeah.
Should we create another Zoom link to have Nick come on and talk to us about the Seahawks?
So
Andrew, your thoughts?
are the Colts a
I
good
don't
team?
have deep thoughts.
They were before Daniel Jones went out. Yeah, what timeline are we in?
Still,
I just said the Colts are a good team if Daniel Jones wasn't injured. What? What?
It's true. Also, you cut Andrew off while he was
oh,
talking.
Sorry.
I know that I feel like the Seahawks are a team with the potential to be very good, and they have not yet put it all together.
Their defense is really good.
Their defense is very good, but it has shown a tendency to give up big plays at bad times. However, they just got back Jordan Love, which is a big deal.
Yep.
Having a really good safety is awesome. I am not. I think that it is possible that the Seahawks are really, really good, but I don't think that I've seen it proven yet. And I'm sitting there. I am still watching every week, going, "Are we going to put it all together this week?"
Right. I mean, they.
Well, I
kinda-
predicted a Seahawks Super Bowl appearance against my New England Patriots.
Oh gosh.
It would be
That
Seahawks
would
Patriots.
be awesome.
It would be a
That'd be
Seahawks
crazy.
Patriots, and I would be rooting for the Patriots this time.
That would be so good. I
That
would
would be
feel
wild.
I would feel so happy with my life rooting against Justin in the Super Bowl.
That would be. Kinda,
That would be good.
You have
be
a weird
wild.
life.
Dude. my daughter, still on any given
Who, James?
day is Sam Darnold or Jackson Smith and Jigba or James the Train.
Yeah, she
from-
was James
yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, because she was wearing red.
I
So she was,
was
like, I'm wearing
so-
red. Of course I'm James.
I tried
What are you
to-
talking about?
Obviously.
I tried to talk to her a couple times, and she shunned me.
Dude, yeah, they gave up 38 points to
So-
Tampa at home. That was like super early. Look at what they've done since then.
Nick, that
man.
was so long ago.
like it's
Chase. By the way, Chase says that he and I would be united for once in a Patriots Super Bowl.
Did that just
King,
sway you?
so true.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, Chase is a Celtics fan and a Duke fan. Like, there are not. I like Chase. There's not a lot of common points for us to root for teams
Dude.
together.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Yeah, sorry. Finish your thought.
That's it. That was the whole thought.
okay. Nick said that Tampa didn't even have Evans, Godwin, or Irving, and they still dominated. I'm just gonna throw this out there. This is how much I've been following it. I'm shocked that Evans and Godwin still play for Tampa Bay, and I don't know who Irving is.
Bucky Irving is their running back.
Okay, yeah. So
I know that because of fantasy football, and that's the only
and
reason.
yet I'm doing pretty well in one of my fantasy leagues. In fact, I have the most points of the season, and yet somehow I'm still behind Andrew.
Andrew, who by the way is totally crappy in points, and my son was just complaining about how your points, Andrew, are so horrible, and that you have this amazing record. And he was like, "Look, I have more points than Andrew, and my team's terrible." And I was like, "Andrew's
Dude, but
he's been telling me about this all year. Andrew's been like, I'm always on the wrong end of this. Like, how
This
all of a
makes me
sudden
feel
am
uncomfortable.
I am the team that
But-
scores no points but wins all the games?"
But also, that's not true anymore. Andrew now has the second highest amount of points. He's 11-2,
In that
and also
league,
your son is
I
like
have
crap
a
points.
very good team.
Yes.
I feel.
Well, this was
really,
weeks ago.
I
Yeah, it was
feel-
weeks ago,
I
'cause
feel really
it's-
good about my team. In
It's
that
leveled
league.
out.
I want to go a
Andrew,
little
your
bit
team
back.
sucks.
Thanks.
Deal with it.
To the Notre Dame.
The ham sandwiches, on the other hand, are not good.
Ooh, do you have a college football take?
So I asked Grok about it because I wanted to know what an AI looking
What
at
do the
it
demons
thought-
think about it? Okay.
Yeah.
The demons looking at it. Why did it happen?
Right.
It happened because
UW.
BYU
Oh, wait, what?
BYU was between them, and BYU lost, and they didn't want to touch Alabama. Alabama lost the SEC title, but they didn't want to touch Alabama. So BYU losing forced the committee to compare Miami
And Notre Dame.
head to head, and Miami beat Notre Dame.
So here's the
so
thing.
they were forced to be like, oh, I guess it goes this way.
Okay, the Demons are stupid. Alabama has nothing to do with this.
Are
What's
you
happened?
kidding?
What's
Wait,
been
Justin.
happening is
Hold up.
yeah.
You just said Alabama has nothing to do with this. I'm pretty certain that what we've seen over the last decade of college football, that Alabama is tied into everything. Every time you hear someone talking about college football, it's like, well, they only have 3 losses, but one of them was to this team
Yes.
that beat Alabama.
They also-
Yes.
when they're talking about Alabama.
Literally
Alabama
9-3.
lost to Florida State,
Yeah.
which of the teams that were being considered is like by far the worst loss. They
Right.
have the worst loss.
Yeah.
But so here's the deal. This was the official CFP committee response.
Yeah, but we don't care about the official response.
The
We
official
wanna know
response.
The truth,
I
Justin.
want to tell you what it is because it's
Okay.
so stupid.
Oh, dude, I want to hear it.
They
I like stupid
so
things that are official.
consistently for weeks. So very early in the season, I think week 2,
Yeah.
Miami beat Notre Dame.
Right.
Consistently for weeks since the CFP has been coming out with rankings, they rank Notre Dame ahead of Miami. Even
Right.
though, like, if you look at all the metrics, they're like really close to each other.
Right.
If they're not next to each other, they're on the same tier.
Right.
They should be comparing these two teams to each other all season long.
Right.
This time in the final ranking
Yep.
is the first time that they rank Miami ahead of Notre Dame, even though both teams were idle. This is why Alabama has nothing to do with it. The team that was between them was BYU.
Yeah, and
So BYU losing to Texas Tech pushes
but
BYU
this
out.
is why Alabama comes into it. If they treated Alabama like they treated BYU,
Yeah.
then it would change things.
It's only
Why does
specifically.
BYU lose just because they lost their conference game?
It's only like we're talking about specifically the comparison between Notre Dame and Miami.
Yes, but why are we comparing them, Justin? Because we love Alabama.
So the official response was, "Oh, we actually never compared Miami and Notre Dame head to head because BYU was between them.
Right.
Once BYU got knocked out behind them, now we're comparing the two teams." And then we went, "Oh, Notre Dame actually lost to Miami head to head. Miami can't be behind Notre Dame, but they're on the same tier the whole time." That's why the whole
That
thing is a clown show.
That is wild. What
For
a joke
weeks, they
show.
never compared the two teams, even though they're just they're barely separated. They're on the same tier. They're comparable in all metrics, and then all of a sudden, boom!
What a joke
Notre
show.
Dame or BYU loses. Now we have to see which one of them is better. And guess what? It's Miami.
What a joke show.
But
And-
that wouldn't happen if they dropped Bama also.
Well, they would have both been in, but they would have still had the same issue of where do we seed them.
Wild.
Also, I hate Alabama.
I'm with you. Can you stop putting Stump Dan in the show sheet?
I actually didn't. It's just been copying over.
It's just in the show
All right.
sheet.
Well, I corrected it this time. 'cause
Okay.
I'm tired of that.
You're tired of that, yeah. I fixed it. There we go. Fixed it permanently.
There we go. Wait, no, stop. You jerkwad.
Changed it back to Stump
Meatwad.
Dan. Take that.
Do you have one?
No.
Oh,
I think we need to end the show.
I think we probably do too. It's really late.
Hannah needs to go to bed, and I'm really afraid she's going to shoot one of us. Like legitimately, literally, no joke, afraid that one of us is going to get shot.
With
and
an
it's gonna be
airsoft
you.
gun.
I'm closest.
And also, she likes me better.
Accurate. One of us has never hit her in the head with a softball. So,
Also, one of us has spilled less drinks on the table, and it's me. I said less, not none.
N2 says bring back the BCS.
No.
I don't
No.
know. Just
the
make a good
the
system.
FCS.
Yeah, Nick, hold up a second. just make a good system. Like, if you would have been like, oh, yeah, high school basketball had a good system before, bring that back in Washington State. Yes, I would agree with you.
The 16-team playoff.
But the BCS was not a good system. So don't bring it back. Just make a good one.
I think Nick's original point of take it completely out of human hands, have a formula and a criteria that everyone can see from the very beginning so you know what the expectation is to get. The problem is these conferences are too freaking big. Like the Power Four are too big.
Yeah.
So you need to have a path for more than 2 of these teams to get in if one conference is that much better than the other.
No, you don't. You just need they can find a better conference, Justin. I just love
No, Nick would say win your conference.
Yeah.
Actually, I think what he was advocating for is a better system than what we have now.
Yes.
I just want to say, the thing that drives me nuts about this is that literally every other sport crowns a championship without major, controversy. College football, for some reason, cannot figure out D1 college football. For some reason, cannot figure out how do we decide who's champion?
Dude,
everyone else in the world knows how to decide a champion,
right? In literally every sport except for college football.
Evan's
Division I college
rankings
football.
said it wouldn't happen if computers were in charge. I don't know if that was like an AI apocalyptic thing like in the Matrix. By the way, if Evan's rankings were in charge of the college football playoffs, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, give us a real formula that is thoughtful like Evan's rankings are. By the way, go check out Evan's rankings on Twitter.
Yes, 100%.
He does real good work. Matt does. I would advocate for that. Either Nick's option of like have a clear criteria that everyone knows what it is to get in, or just let Matt Evans do everything. I'd be fine with both of those.
Boom. Also, get rid of the stupid regional round in high school basketball.
Yeah.
Get back to the 16-team state tournament.
We got real worked up today, didn't we? Let's end the show. So I'm going to say this is the end of the show.
Are you?
So for my co-host, Daniel, I'm the problem here, Hargrove.
And my co-host, Justin, everything is fake and Damashevitz.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And for
that early.
Our trusty producer, Andrew, the fatal shot came from the grassy knoll. Gross.
Second gunman on the grassy knoll.
I stand by that.
You've been listening.